Welcome, everyone, to our daily meditation. Here we are in this lovely season of practice that we are in, our 100 days of practice. And this is brought to you by the Buddhist Studies Institute, which was founded by Pema Chödrön. And during the season of practice, we are coming online every day on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we are here to practice with you. So I'm delighted that you've made your way here. My name is Laura, and I'm going to be your host today. And also, I am a certified meditation instructor here with the Buddhist Studies Institute. So I will be leading you in practice. So we'll do a practice together for about 25 minutes or so. And then at the end of practice, so that we can integrate study with practice, I will share one of the 5 Buddhist precepts that we can reflect on. And then after that, for our members, we will then turn off our live stream and we'll be here for a little Dharma discussion. So again, thank you so much for being here today. For those here on the Zoom, I've posted that link in the chat if you'd like to follow along with the daily prayers. And if you're joining us on the live stream, you can always just go right to BuddhistStudiesInstitute.org. And if you go under courses, under daily meditation, there you will find the daily prayers and also the precepts. So welcome to all of you again, and thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and get our bodies in a posture that's really supportive for practice, this 7-point posture of Virochana. So if we're seated in a chair like I am, well, you could have your feet down on the ground, or as I'm sitting, I can sit cross-legged in the chair I'm in. So as long as your hips are a little bit higher than your knees, that's really what we're aiming for here. And then we want to have the spine nice and tall. So you can imagine a string that's coming right up from the crown of your head to just get your spine nice and tall, bring some space between the vertebrae. And then chest should be open and broad. So think open and broad across the shoulders. You could even roll them back and down a few times. And then letting the palms rest, either in the gesture of equanimity, right hand on top of left, thumbs touching, resting in the lap, or they could be palms down or palms up, whatever feels supportive for you. And then with our chin, we want to have just a slightly tucked in chin that you'll feel that when you just slightly drop the chin, it's going to elongate the back of the neck further. And the jaw should be nice and relaxed. Top teeth and bottom teeth are not touching. And instead, you can just rest the tip of your tongue right behind your front teeth at the top of the palate. So now with that jaw nice and relaxed, we take the gaze. And in this practice of calm abiding, of shine, we practice with our eyes open. And so the gaze is really just right down the bridge of the nose to a few feet in front of you on the floor. And you want to have a nice relaxed and open gaze. You can imagine that if you were sitting on a beach and looking out at a horizon line, you're not focusing the vision on something specific. You're just letting it be kind of wide and open. This is also helpful because then we can use this as another indicator to let us know when our mind has wandered. So if we notice that our eyes have wandered, that can be an indication that our mind has wandered. And so if we notice that, just bringing the eyes back to where they began and just coming back to this moment. So this is the posture that we'll take for our practice today. And now let's go ahead and begin with our daily prayers. So bringing the hands together in heart center. I'm just going to first chant the mantra of our lineage. Omehahung Benza Guru Pei my city home. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. I take refuge in the Lama, Yiram, and Khandro. I take refuge in the channels, winds, centers, and their nature, the bodhicitta. I take refuge in complete openness, lucid presence, and compassion. Ho, mesmerized by the sheer variety of appearances, which are like the illusory reflections of the moon in water. Beings wander endlessly astray in samsara's vicious cycle. in order that they may find comfort and ease in the luminosity and all-pervading space of the nature of their minds. I generate the immeasurable love, compassion, joy, and equanimity of the awakened mind, the heart of bodhicitta. Sentient beings are numberless. I train in order to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I train in order to transform them. Reality is boundless. I train in order to realize it. The awakened way is unsurpassable. I train in order to embody it. So bringing our hands back into that nice, comfortable position in the lap. And just beginning with a little bit of a somatic practice of the double exhale of breathing. So for this practice, we're just going to exhale twice on the exhale. So it'll be a natural inhale through the nostrils. And then exhaling through the nostrils. At the bottom, force out any stale air. And again, breathing in through the nostrils. And exhaling. Double exhale. One more double exhale on your own, breathing in. And now letting the breath come into a natural rhythm. Just really noticing the sensations of the breath. And for our practice today, we're going to practice the method of Om Ahung. You may have also heard this called a box breath. You can imagine drawing a box in your mind. So on the inhale, we're saying Om silently to ourselves. At the top of the breath, before the exhale, in that silent pause, we're saying Ah. And on the exhale, Hung. And then in that space of silence again between exhale and inhale, we're just staying silent and closing that box. So Om on the inhale, Ah, Hung. And we're going to practice this method of Om Ahung, our body, speech, and mind coming into alignment. And of course, the mind may wander. We may forget about the mantra. It's no problem. As soon as you notice that the mind has become distracted by anything in your environment, internal or external, begin again right there. Just silently saying to yourself, Om on the inhale, Ah at the top, and Hung on the exhale. We'll practice in this way silently. I will remind you just maybe one or two times in the practice in case you wander away of what we're doing. I'll remind you. So let's begin our practice of Om Ahung. Practicing this method of Om on the inhale, Ah at the top of the inhale, and Hu on the exhale. Most importantly, if we find that we become distracted, it's no problem. This is a moment for celebration and not being hard on ourselves. If we've noticed that we've been distracted, we've noticed. That's it. Using that awareness to come back to Om, Ah, Hum again and again. Wonderful practice. Now let's shift into a bit of an open awareness, so letting go of this mantra recitation. And bringing in this somatic practice of just a body scan. So beginning at the bottom of the feet, letting your mind fill your body, aware of the sensations present in your feet. And letting that awareness come up through the ankles, the lower legs, and into the knees. Just noticing in a real-time, felt way what the experience of the body is in this moment. Noticing the thighs, the hamstrings, into the buttocks and the groin, pelvic floor. Into the belly, the spine, the stomach, the chest, and noticing the shoulders and letting that awareness come all the way down from the top of the shoulders through the arms, all the way into the tips of the fingers. And then scanning back up the arms, noticing the neck and the throat, the jaw, the ears, muscles of the face, crown of the head. And on this next inhale, letting that awareness spread through the whole body all at once. It can be very soothing on the nervous system to place the mind and the body together. Just sensing that aliveness. Lovely. Let's go ahead now and let's dedicate the merits of our practice. We don't just do this practice for ourselves, but for the benefit of all beings. So we can go ahead and bring our hands together at heart center. May the teachings of the Buddha spread and flourish. May all sentient beings be happy and joyful. May we practice the Dharma day and night, and may the benefits for self and others be fully accomplished. And we bow. I get blurry when I bow, so then I have to turn my video off and back on. There I am again. Okay. Well, wonderful to practice with all of you. Thank you so much for this lovely time together. And now we're going to move into just sharing one of the 5 Buddhist precepts here for us to just contemplate as we integrate this with our practice. So today I'm going to share the 5th precept, which is about avoiding loss of awareness, or it's often said as abandon the demented state. I embrace the radical sobriety of the unaltered state, and I give myself over to naturally intoxicated appreciation of the phenomenal world. I avoid deliberate loss of awareness through substance use or abuse. I avoid mindless consumption of anything. I avoid spiritual delusions that put me out of touch with common sense, morality, and shared experiences of conventional reality. I apply renunciation where necessary. I avoid what clouds my mind and adhere to diet, drinks, and medicines which bring forth pristine presence, sanity, compassionate awareness for my body, mind, my family, my community, and my society. So that is avoiding loss of awareness, the 5th precept. So thank you all so much for joining us here in this 100 days of practice. It's so lovely to be with you each Wednesday, and some of you every day if you come. So thanks again. And you can always find out more about our upcoming programs on our website at BuddhistStudiesInstitute.org. I'm going to go ahead and end our live stream now, but thank you for those who joined us on the live stream.